Recent reports that hit the net suggested that Marvel Studios is looking to delay the upcoming Avengers The Kang Dynasty, and this is due to the fact that they can't rush the film out in around 2 years. Which doesn't really make sense to me, but I'll talk about that right after I explain what's being said. So from what I can gather, the initial report came from one of the people that writes for the Cosmic Circus, and beyond that, some of the other insiders decided to jump in on this, saying they believe the same thing. And essentially what happened is one of the writers for the site believes that the film will be delayed because there's nothing happening with it right now. The film is 2 years away, obviously coming out in May of 2025. So they're going to have to delay it. And again, while I could see what they're going for and their belief here and why they think this is potentially going to happen, here's why I don't believe it. Avengers Infinity War came out in April of 2018. Well, okay, April 27th of 2018, so end of April, beginning of May. That film started production in January of 2017. So they started shooting that film literally 15 months before release. They don't need 2 years. Marvel Studios never has taken 2 years outside of like some films in phase 1 because those had to because of the nature of how much money they had and the advertising and the partners and all that. And a couple of films just due to circumstances surrounding the pandemic. Outside of that, I don't see why this would be a thing. Now, unless they believe they can throw in more projects before it, to delay it to 2026 to stretch out when that film comes out, and then delay Secret Wars to 2027 to fill in more gaps because of constant delays. I could see that happening, but I don't think it's because they don't believe they can do it in 2 years. They've shown us they can turn around the film in less than 15 months, and they have for well over 22 films. So it's not really a problem for them. So again, until we hear something official, all these websites and everybody saying they believe it's going to be delayed or it's going to be, massively thrown like for a giant delay, possibly upwards of a year. Some people are even maybe saying they could delay it from that May to possibly that October or November. I could see that more likely. Give it an extra 6 months because they were going to have Secret Wars come out in like November anyway of the same year. So maybe just, I don't know, move it back there and then move Secret Wars to the following year, so it's still 6 months between the two. I could see that more likely, but just don't get worried yet. I've had a bunch of people message us about this. They're worried because they saw people talking about it. Marvel Studios does quick turnarounds. Now, maybe they shouldn't anymore because, I've ranted about it. I've talked about it. They seem very content on rushing productions with CG. So don't sacrifice other projects to get other ones out of the way, but we'll see what happens.